In a world flooded with information, technology, and distractions, we often feel lost, anxious, and disconnected. But what if the solutions to many of our modern problems have already been discovered, not in labs or headlines, but in scrolls, conversations, and teachings from thousands of years ago? Today, we dive into 10 of the most powerful ideas from ancient philosophers, ideas that shape the foundations of thought, society, ethics, and personal growth, and explore why they still matter in the 21st century. These thinkers may be long gone, but their wisdom continues to speak, offering clarity, purpose, and insight in a world that desperately needs it. So sit back, open your mind, and prepare to meet the wisdom of the ancients, brought to life for our times. Let's begin with one of the most foundational ideas in all of philosophy, one that echoes from the very beginnings of Western thought. Inscribed above the temple of Apollo at Delphi were the simple yet profound words, "Know thyself." Socrates, often considered the father of Western philosophy, didn't just echo this idea, he lived it. He believed that true wisdom begins with understanding yourself, your desires, your fears, your values, your contradictions. To Socrates, knowing oneself was not just a personal journey, but a moral obligation. In his dialogues, he constantly asked questions, challenged assumptions, and pushed others to examine their own lives. In today's world of social media, peer pressure, and identity confusion, this idea is more urgent than ever. Many people live lives defined by others, by trends, by expectations, by systems. But without self-knowledge, there can be no true freedom. Socrates reminds us that the examined life is the only life truly worth living. A call to radical honesty, to turn inward, and to live authentically. Closely related to self-knowledge is another radical idea from Socrates. The unexamined life is not worth living. This wasn't just a poetic statement. It was his defense at trial before he was sentenced to death by the Athenian state. Socrates believed that without regularly reflecting on our actions, choices, and beliefs, we are no better than machines. We drift through life without purpose, without depth, and without understanding. This teaching has survived not because of its dramatic origin, but because of its practical truth. In a time where it's easier to react than to reflect, to consume rather than contemplate, Socrates challenges us to think, truly think, about why we do what we do. What are we chasing? What do we believe? And why? To live without examining our lives is to miss their meaning altogether. Centuries before science confirmed the constant motion of atoms and molecules, Heraclitus declared that the only constant in life is change. You cannot step into the same river twice, when he said, for the river is always changing, and so are you. This simple yet profound observation unlocks a core truth about the human condition. We are always in flux. In modern times, change can feel overwhelming. We lose jobs, relationships evolve, society shifts faster than we can keep up. But Heraclitus offers a powerful insight: to embrace the flow of life rather than resist it. Clinging to the past only creates suffering. Accepting change, adapting, and growing with it. That's where wisdom lies. Instead of fighting the river, become one with its current. Far from Greece in ancient India, another voice was shaping spiritual and philosophical thought: Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha. After years of extreme luxury and later severe asceticism, the Buddha discovered what he called the middle way, a path of balance between self-indulgence and self-denial. It was through this path that he attained enlightenment. The middle way isn't about mediocrity, it's about wisdom. It acknowledges that extremes often lead to suffering, while balance nurtures inner peace. In a modern culture built on excess food, screen time, materialism, opinions, the middle way urges us to return to moderation. A balanced life isn't boring, it's sustainable, harmonious, and deeply fulfilling. While Plato reached for ideals, his student Aristotle grounded philosophy in reason and observation. He believed that what separated humans from animals was our capacity for logos, reasoned speech, logic, and analysis. For Aristotle, living well meant using our rational mind to seek truth, make ethical decisions, and pursue meaning. Today, logic seems to take a back seat to outrage, emotion, and instant gratification. Algorithms feed our biases, and echo chambers dull our thinking. Aristotle's call to live by reason is a reminder that clear thinking leads to clear living. He challenges us to examine evidence, avoid fallacies, and approach life not as a series of emotional reactions, but as a thoughtful pursuit of the good. The Stoics, particularly Zeno of Citium, taught that peace of mind comes from living in accordance with nature, not external nature alone, but human nature. According to Stoicism, nature is rational, ordered, and purposeful. Therefore, living a good life means aligning with this order rather than chasing pleasure, wealth, or reputation. This idea is striking in its simplicity. We suffer not because the world is cruel, but because we resist what it offers. Things go wrong, not because of fate, but because we expect things to go right all the time. The Stoics taught us to control what we can, accept what we can't, and always act with integrity. In our noisy, demanding world, this philosophy offers a profound inner stillness. Epicurus is often misunderstood as a philosopher of indulgence, but in truth he was one of restraint and wisdom. His goal wasn't momentary pleasure, but ataraxia, a state of deep, abiding peace. He believed that most suffering came not from pain, but from desire, the endless chasing of things we don't need. True pleasure, he taught, comes from simple joys, friendship, good conversation, and freedom from fear. In a culture built on materialism, competition, and endless desire, Epicurus challenges us to redefine success. Maybe the good life isn't filled with things. Maybe it's filled with peace. Laozi, the ancient Chinese philosopher and author of the Tao Te Ching, introduced the concept of the Tao, often translated as the way. This isn't a path you walk, it's the underlying principle of the universe. Everything flows from it and returns to it. Laozi taught that the greatest wisdom comes from alignment with the Tao, not opposition to it. This idea speaks to us even more powerfully today. We live in a culture of resistance. We fight time, people, systems, even ourselves. Laozi encourages us to flow with life rather than force it. In stillness, we find strength. In yielding, we find power. In silence, we find understanding. In the Republic, Plato outlined a vision of a just society and of a just individual. Justice, he said, is not just law and punishment, but harmony. In the soul, it means a balance between reason, spirit, and desire. In society, it means everyone doing their part, guided by wisdom. In today's fractured world, politically, socially, spiritually, Plato's idea of justice as balance is radical. We often see justice as conflict, one side winning, the other losing. But Plato shows us a deeper truth. Justice is cooperation. It's the alignment of inner and outer order. Peace within, peace without. Long before modern science, Democritus theorized that everything is made of atoms, tiny, indivisible particles moving in the void. While this may seem scientific, his idea was deeply philosophical, that the universe is governed by natural laws, not the whims of gods. Everything is connected, everything is moving, and everything is subject to change. This idea laid the foundation for material science, but it also teaches us humility. We are not the center of the universe, we are part of it. Each of us, like atoms, affect the world through our movement, our choices, our energy. So what do these ancient ideas teach us? They teach us to look inward before looking outward, to embrace change instead of fearing it, to pursue truth with reason, not noise, to live in harmony with nature and not against it, to find peace in simplicity, balance in action, and joy in understanding. These thinkers lived in worlds without the internet, without skyscrapers, without global communication. But they face the same core questions we do. Who am I? What is the good life? How should I live? The fact that their answers still resonate today is not a coincidence. It's a reminder that while the tools and technologies change, the human condition remains the same. If even one of these ancient ideas sparks something within you, imagine what continued exploration can unlock. At Philosophers Hub YT, we bring you timeless wisdom to navigate a chaotic world. So, which idea spoke to you the most? Let us know in the comments. Your voice matters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because in our next video, we'll dive deep into how Stoicism can help you face modern problems without losing your mind. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay wise.